Well, it's time for Wake Up Mintzy afternoon versions. Thanksgiving week. Want to wish everybody a happy and blessed Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with your loved ones. Lot going on as always at Barstool. It's a shorter work week with Thanksgiving, so the office has been popping off huge today. Saw some funny scenes earlier. Saw Hannah Montoya after filming the Barstool Advisors, and she looked so rattled. Apparently, it got really wild to Stu Feiner and Jersey Jerry today at a level that maybe we've never seen before. And I think she was like trying to process it all. And Hannah's pretty unflappable. So if you're seeing that, a lot's going on. We got a lot of football to get into. It's rivalry week in college football. The college football playoff rankings come out tomorrow night. The Lane Kiffin saga rolls on, and it's going to continue all week. We're joined by Ole Miss legend, one of my mom's favorite player of all time. Jerrell Powe is going to join us here. What's up, Mr. Powe? How are you? Well, think we're joined by Jerrell Powe. I know he's on. I'm going to wait till I hear from him here in a second because we have him connected. But the Lane Kiffin saga just continuing the social media stuff's the craziest I've ever seen. And, I've been up and down with it all the last week or two. I said the whole time I thought he was staying. And then Friday, I'm going to be honest, I got shook on Friday. Like a lot of my top, I was seeing everything Thursday night from the top LSU people saying they thought they had him. I was just like, whatever. I mean, Florida thought they had him a few weeks ago. Auburn thought they had him in 2022. But my top Ole Miss people started being concerned Friday, and that worried me. But then, like a moment of clarity hit me at like 5 or 6 p.m. Friday night. Like, wait, this is always what happens to Lane. It ain't over till it's over. So what we're seeing now, all the focus is on the Egg Bowl for the Rebs this week. You saw Trinidad Chambliss and Quan Lacey and players tweeting out we're focused, we're all in. Lane Kiffin's noticeably gone quiet on Twitter, which is certainly unlike him. So hopefully that's to lock in. Mr. Powe, we got you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I had a little bad service.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for coming on. You're one of my favorite. You're my mom's favorite Ole Miss Rebel of all time. You're one of my favorite as well. So honored to have you on the show. How you doing
Hey,
today?
thanks for having me. I'm doing good. Just can't complain down here visiting family. Got my son for the week, so getting a chance to hang out with some family and friends for Thanksgiving.
All right, I want to get right into it with the Ole Miss stuff because you're a play. I want to hear a player's perspective on everything. Obviously, you're real close to it. Everybody on the team. I mean, all that matters is the Egg Bowl this week. You got to block the noise out. You're playing for a playoff berth on the road against an arch rival. But like, if you were a player on the team, how would you, how would you manage all this madness?
Well, I mean, first of all, like I've been telling everybody all week, well, the last couple of weeks, um, you got to lock in. I mean, this is our best season ever. I mean, the job is not finished. I mean, even though everybody's worried about if we're going to have our coach or not. There's still, we cannot let that get in the way of us not finishing the season, giving us a good playoff berth. So we got to lock in. I mean, this Mississippi State team, their record don't reflect high. They're a pretty solid football team, so we can't sleep on them. So I think the guys definitely need to block out everything and just focus in and lock in and finish the season.
Yeah, I'm
Because no
kind of
matter
trying.
what Kitchen do, we got to we got to finish and get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree completely, and I think the way the playoff bracket lines up, and the new rankings will come out tomorrow night. But I mean, Ole Miss needs to win this game to get in. I know that's crazy, but when you're looking at 2-loss Oklahoma, 2-loss Alabama, Miami has 2 losses. Vandy can end up with 2 losses. Like if you lose and Lane leaves, there's a chance Ole Miss could fall out. I mean, just because Mississippi State has a bad record. I mean, it's all on the line in this game, and I know you're a veteran of playing these Egg Bowls. Like, you really could throw the record book out when these teams play. You never know what the hell is going to happen in this game. It don't matter who's, like a lot of times the underdog wins.
Oh yeah, like you said, man, this a gotta have a situation. I mean, if we want a good spot in the playoff, and we got to finish. I mean, like you said, this game right here, the team that usually have the worse record usually win the game. I mean, so we got to block out all the noise and focus. We ain't gonna just be able to roll our helmets out there and think we're gonna win Friday. So
Yeah,
we got to be prepared and lock in and focus.
I know you've played in a lot of them. What do you think about the game not being Thanksgiving night and Friday morning at 11 a.m.? Did you like the Thanksgiving thing or no?
No, I didn't like it. I'm glad they pushed it back. I wish we'd have pushed it back to about like a 2:30 game. I mean, it's early game. I'm really not a big fan of the early games, but I'm glad they took it off Thanksgiving Day. That was a little bit too much, especially with just traveling to Oxford. I mean, Starkville's not as far from my hometown, but
Yeah.
it was a
Well,
little bit too much for Thanksgiving Day. So I'm glad they pushed it back a day.
I feel like those Thanksgiving night games always got awful weather too, and so the 11 a.m. thing, hopefully during the day, will be a little better on the weather front. But Stark State, I know they had a really bad last couple of weeks, getting blown out by Missouri and Georgia. But you said it, the whole rest of the year they've been fighting. They could, they could have beaten Tennessee. They very easily should have beaten Texas. They blew a 17-point lead with 10 minutes left against Texas. They upset Arizona State early in the year. They almost beat Florida. I mean, like you said, it's not a bad football team.
It's not. I mean, I think they let a couple players here and there, and they're a pretty solid football team that can compete. I mean, they just need more depth. So, like I said, we can't afford to come out here and play with these guys. We got to hit them in the mouth early and finish them.
Yeah,
So it's going to be a good football game come Friday.
Yeah, I like what you said. I think the early part of the game's the whole key because when you look at Mississippi State this year, their run defense is terrible. And Kewan Lacey should be able to run all over them. If State's going to win it, they need to jump Ole Miss 10 or 14 nothing early, get the cowbells and crowd involved, put Ole Miss on their heels, and I think then they'd have a shot. But I think we'll know very early because I just feel like Ole Miss's running game should wear them out in the second half.
Oh, ain't no doubt about it. That first wave of the game is going to be very key for us. If we can come out and hit them in the mouth, they're not very good against the run and they lack depth. So if we can hit them in the mouth that first wave and kind of take their spirit by halftime, I think then we're going to cruise the rest of the way. But you cannot take it lightly. Like I said, you gotta hit them in the mouth and step them and try to finish these guys early. And I
Yeah.
think if we do that, we'll come out victorious. We should be fine. They don't have much debt.
Ole Miss. So Ole Miss opened as a 9.5-point favorite last week on DraftKings. It's down to 7 off all the Lane Kiffin speculation. That's because the Lane Kiffin speculation. It's affecting everything, including what DraftKings and the point spreads think about it. I want to ask you about some of the Egg Bowls you played in. You got any particular favorite Egg Bowl memories?
Of course, that '08, 45-0. I mean, we hit a what? Was it like Lem sacks?
Yeah, I was at that
all
game.
the quarterbacks out. They had to bring their freshman quarterback in.
40. That was the last game for Sylvester.
Interception.
Yeah, Sylvester Croom's last game right before they hired Dan Mullen.
Yeah. We was talking noise, Parade and all those guys. Ed had got fired the year before that, and then when we beat them the next year up there. We was all talking. Well, a lot of the guys were talking noise to Croom, telling him he was going to get him fired, and he got fired the next day. So that was a hell of a day.
I believe. What's it like? So, I mean, you grew up playing high school football in Mississippi. Just the Egg Bowl thing. I mean, you're playing against all these guys that were your teammates in high school and people you've known your whole life. Like, what's it like being a Mississippi guy growing up in this rivalry?
I mean, this is everything, man. Like you said, we played against a lot against them in college. I mean, a lot of these guys from North mixed with the South. I mean, this is everything, man. This is our Super Bowl. I mean, this game mean everything to the state. So, and you know you've been a fan of it, so you know how much it means to you, and you're not you're half.
Yeah, see, that's my thing. That's why I brought it up. I love hearing the Mississippi people talk. I love hearing the Mississippi people talk about the Egg Bowl, and I grew up going to some of them. I'm not saying I didn't, but the LSU thing, because my Louisiana ties always gets me more fired up than the Egg Bowl. But the people that grew up in Mississippi, the Egg Bowl is it.
Man, this is everything. This game right here means everything. You do not want to lose this game because you got to hear crap for 365, man. So this means everything. Like I tell you, this is our Super Bowl right here, brother.
Well, one other thing I want to ask you about. So when you were in college, you used to battle with my coworker and close friend T-Bob Hebert a ton in LSU Ole Miss games. And then y'all even played against each other in a Rams-Chiefs preseason game. And he always loved talking about y'all's battles.
Hell of a player, man. T-Bob was real feisty. He got the best of me one year, my senior year. I will give him that. I got to give him his credit. But we had a lot of good battles, man. T-Bob was a hell of a player, real feisty. He ran his mouth the whole damn game.
Oh,
So
I
I'm not
believe
surprised
that.
what he's doing for a living now. He was good at that. But hell of a player, hell of a dude.
Yeah, he told some story that he got you so mad you had you got a personal foul in one game.
I did. I did. That was my last year. He was talking shit. He was talking big crap. He got the best of us that day, so he got to run in his mouth. I always send him that highlight every year when it was like a fourth down and whatever, and I got the best of him. I bulldozed his ass, so I always just send him that play. He always had to remind me, like, we kick your ass your senior year now. And they did. They got the best of him. I give him that. They did.
That's funny. That's too funny. Well, you said you shooting over to Starkville Friday morning for this game?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot over there. I got a couple buddies of mine that I'm cool with. They having a tailgate in the junction, so I'm gonna go over there and hang out with them and for the game and chill on these rebels. What's your prediction on the score?
Man, I think so the over-under 63.5, which, look, I know State's been playing shootouts, but rivalry games, I remember last year Ole Miss was favored by like 30, and we won 27-14. I mean, State, it was a 2014 game early in the fourth quarter. I think that over-under's too high, and I understand why State, the defenses look bad, but 63.5 seems kind of bad, kind of high. I feel like Ole Miss, I'm going to go with Ole Miss like 31-20. Something like that. I think Ole Miss is going to, I think this game's going to be a fight and very close at halftime. And I think Kewan Lacey runs the ball in the second half and the Rebs pull away by like 10 or 11. How does that sound to you?
I'm gonna tell you what I think. It opened up at 10.5. I think the line has only dropped, like you said, is because Lane, all this stuff with Lane, if he's staying or if he's going. I think a lot of people seeing there is going to start to jump on State because they're going to look at their over and under and say, man, it's going to be a high scoring game. The line doesn't drop. A lot of guys going to jump on State. But I think we blow them out. Especially, I know the game plan is well going in and what we're going to do. And I think it's going to work well with them. And like I said, they lack a depth. And if they get tired, we're gonna blow them out. So I really don't know. I know we're going to cover. But I really don't. I'm really unsure about that over and under. It could go either way, like you said.
What's interesting,
You like
State
the under, but I think
they're
we're gonna
starting
do it.
Blake Shapen instead of the freshman quarterback that people really like, and it seems like a lot of State fans want to start the younger kid. But the thing about State this year, and you know it better than me growing up around it, when you think of Mississippi State football, you think of D linemen like yourself. Man, Chris Jones and Fletcher Cox and Jeffrey Simmons and Montez. State's always had just like elite all-pro guys up front on defense, and they ain't got them right now, and that's the big thing to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely D-line university, but like I've been saying, like they lack depth. They solid up front, but those guys they're not doing a very good job against the run, and you can't keep them on the field. And an offense like us, man, that goes fast, you don't want to be out there on the field. You're gonna get tired very quickly. You'll see them guys starting to catch blocks probably about the second quarter, and I think that's when we'll run the score up on them.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, it's just dodging that first emotional wave, I think, is really the key to it all. When you look at the lane thing, so college football's changed so much with this NIL era, with the portal and stuff. I guess it's just like more of a business now. And when you're dealing with like the uncertainty of the lane thing, it feels like it's more of a year-to-year thing. It's not like you're bringing these high school kids in and they stay 4 or 5 years at a school. I know there's like an argument that like maybe that makes this whole situation easier to deal with. I don't know, man. I don't have a clue what Lane Kiffin's going to do. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think he knows what he's going to do. Because, I mean, I've heard LSU thinks it's done. I heard a lot of stuff that Florida still thinks they're getting him. I think there's still a big path that he could stay at Ole Miss. I really think he might be waking up every morning changing his mind at this point. I think it's that unsure.
Right. I've been talking to a lot of my buddies every day. And one thing about it, man, nobody has a clear indication of what he's going to do. And I listened to his interview today. I think he did a really good job answering the questions. I mean, like you said, yeah, these guys is on a year-to-year thing. Like, them while they're staying at school, so it's easier for them to handle, like, the coaching rumors. I mean, I don't think they put too much thought into it. So I think we find that. I think the guys, that helps with keeping the guys, they focus and stuff and being prepared for the game. Because, I mean, they only focus on this season, and we got a chance to be in a hell of a spot in the playoffs. So I think that does help us in that area. But back to Wayne, I don't think nobody know what he's gonna do, and I'm about like you. I don't think he know what he really want to do.
I
So I
agree.
mean, it's gonna be
I think he's just
interesting if
loving
he
being
makes a
the.
decision like that.
One thing, there were a couple interesting little tidbits with the saga, though. I thought, like, all my LSU people think they got him. But I thought it looked weak and weird that LSU leaked the contract details. Because if they really thought they had him, why are they leaking the contract offer? You know, if you think he's your guy, you're not letting that out. Like, I don't know. That
Right.
looked weird. That looked weird to me.
I agree. I got some little info that I can't share that I
Yeah,
feel
fair,
as though
fair.
that he's gonna stay. That he's gonna stay. So I mean, we'll see. You think he make the decision on Saturday?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it has to do with this Egg Bowl. Like, if we lose the Egg Bowl, I feel
Yeah.
like it's more likely he leaves. But if we win, Ole Miss wins the Egg Bowl, and you got to tell your team you're leaving before you're hosting a home playoff game for the first time in school, like, I think that's a spot that's really tough for him that may make him, like, I feel like it's that much day to day with Lane. Like, Peter Burns, who I'm
I
friends
mean,
with. Go ahead.
he worked his ass off. I mean, I don't see how it will be. He could leave like just up and leave us like that. Home playoff games. I don't see him doing that. So
Yeah, I
I
kind
mean,
of think
it'll
that.
shock the hell out of me if he do.
Yeah, I kind of think that, like, after last year when Ole Miss had that awesome roster and didn't make the playoffs, I feel like in his mind he was thinking he was going to leave after this year, like if we went 8-4 or something like that, and then this playoff thing kind of came out of the sky because nobody expected Ole Miss to be 10-1 right now. I mean, the Trinidad Chambliss stories. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen a story like this in college football. I mean, you're talking about a
I
kid.
never.
So I did some digging on him. I did some background stuff. He was the backup at Ferris State last year, and their starter broke his leg week 2. He comes off the bench, leads the D2 team to the national title. Then he's the backup at Ole Miss, and Simmons gets hurt week 2, and he comes off the bench, and now he's led him to 10-1. I mean, I don't know that I've ever heard a story like that before.
See, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know he was a backup. I thought he was a starter out the gate. So that's even more impressive. Like to let you know what type of player this guy. He's a winner, man. And I'm hearing that we may be trying to fight for him another year. So, I mean, if he gets another year, I don't see how Lane could leave. I mean, we got a hell of a team, and a lot of these guys is coming back next year.
Yeah, no doubt. The
Be
thing with
hard
this
for him to
another
leave
year,
and try to
so
go.
he like they changed the red shirt rules in the last 5 years where if you played 4 games or like now if you can play 4 games and still get a red shirt, but that wasn't the case when he lost one of his years, and so that's what they'd argue. But I don't know. You know, we'll see. You know, I've heard it's like a 20. I've heard it's like a 20 to 25% chance.
Hey man, if we could pull that off, that'd be great. I'd take him
Heck,
another year.
heck yeah, man. Well, I'm super pumped about this Egg Bowl. I actually checked flights earlier because I like
You
I
call
always.
me after this show. You let me cut you off. You
Yeah.
coming to the game. You call
All
me
right.
after
All
the
right.
show.
All right, you call me after, but I want to say thanks for coming on. Always love that we're friends. I want to share this. I always says my mom's favorite player of all time is Jerrell Powe, and you know you made her whole day. You sent me a video of your old jersey signed and let me pick one for her Christmas present. I'm telling you, I mean that you can't make up moments like that. My mom was so excited. I just love sharing.
First of all, I appreciate being a fan, and I'm glad I'm able to make her smile, man, and I'm glad I'm able to do it for you. If you decide to come on to the Egg Bowl, which I want you to come, and I'm gonna bring that jersey with me and
All right, let me
autograph
look.
signed
I'm gonna see
picture.
what I can do, man. I literally got on Expedia, and flights to Memphis round trip were like $654 a minute ago, and I was like, if there were like 400, I'd do it. But let me see what I can do.
Man, call me. You coming? I want you
Let me
here.
see what I can do. You're
Is your
talking
boy
me into
Brandon
it.
Walker gonna be your boy?
Nah, he's
Brandon Walker
staying
gonna
up.
be
He's
there?
staying up here because he's got a lot of family in for Thanksgiving, and he's got a lot going on. But all right, let me see what I can do. I'm not gonna say never say never.
Okay, just let me know, man. I appreciate you bringing me on.
Oh, always, man.
You caught me while I was in the country, man. I'm down here working on my mom's property, so I'm glad I was able to jump on. I apologize for the bad
Oh,
service earlier.
Oh, you're all good, man. And aren't you? You said you're cousins with Ole Miss, with Dante Moncrief on the staff, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah, man. I've loved having him on the staff. He's been so fun to have on the staff this year. The energy he brings. He's awesome
man.
on social. He's awesome on social media too.
He's been tremendous, man. He's doing a hell of a job up there. He's gonna be a rock star for us. I mean, the way he interacts and the way he's able to go after guys, man, he's gonna do a really good job for us. He's doing a great job for us.
Yeah, he kind of got that Kelvin Bolden role when Bolden went to LSU. Is kind of what it felt like.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember when he put in for it. Told a couple guys, I said, hey, man, this guy can step right in and take over where Kevin left off at. He'd be a rock star just like Kevin was.
Yep. Heck yeah. Well, man, thanks again. I'm gonna call you when I get done with the show and see what I can do. I may have to pull something here to make this Egg Bowl. I think you almost talked me into it.
You let me know. You call me, brother. I love you,
You
man, and how toddy,
Oh, I
boss.
love you too, Jerrell Powe. Man, I love that we're friends. It's one of my favorite relationships. Jerrell Powe. We got Tyler Moody going to join us here to talk some ball here in a second. Now, once Jerrell gets off, we got Monday Night Football. Carolina plus 7.5 at San Francisco, and the Carolina Panthers actually got a shot now in the NFC South because it's gotten real bad for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got wiped out by the best team in the NFL, the LA Rams, last night. Baker Mayfield missed the second half with a hurt left shoulder, and if he's out, man, there's a chance they may not even win that division. Things are kind of heading south for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now. Some other stuff in pro football yesterday. Shedeur Sanders gets his first win as a starter. Cleveland wins at the Raiders, and things got so bad for the Raiders that they fired Chip Kelly in the middle of year one after he got a 3-year, $18 million deal. It was the highest paid OC in the NFL. So much for that. The NFL stands for not for long for a reason. The Eagles-Cowboys game was wild yesterday. Philly blew a 21-0 lead. Dallas coming back to win 24-21. I was on the gambling stream, the DraftKings stream with Max Delonte, who was not happy. He was not happy about the Eagles blowing that lead. And that was so big because now the Rams have the lead on home field in the NFC because the Eagles do have the tiebreaker on them. So that was a very significant loss for Philly. Also, other stuff in the NFL that was big yesterday. The Kansas City Chiefs, huge comeback against the Colts, beating them by 3 in overtime. It was really a must-win spot for them at 5-5. And, they got it done. It was a little ugly, but still a lot of ball left to be played for the Chiefs. Can't count them out at 6-5. Yep. A loss there would have hurt them. Tyler Moody, what's up, bud? How are you?
What's good, brother? Yeah, unfortunately, the Chiefs did not cover yesterday. I thought the early turnover by Mahomes that set Indianapolis up for that early touchdown kind of changed the way the points played out in that game. Kansas City is definitely the better team. I knew they were. You saw what happened in the second half of that game. They shut down Jonathan Taylor. They put it on Daniel Jones, and Jones did nothing down the stretch in that game. Patrick Mahomes pulled out some of the magic. Kansas City got the win. Like I said, I'm not ready to sell on Kansas City just yet. Indianapolis is a very good team, but I'll take Kansas City against them 100 out of 100 times.
Yeah, I still feel like there's a vibe with the Chiefs. They just, their best football is still in front of them. Like defense still looks good. The offense really they outgained Indy easily. They just kept kicking field goals in the red zone when they and that was the whole thing. They just couldn't finish drives in the red zone in the first half. But I just think there's a vibe that KC could turn it up for the playoffs still. I feel it. The defense is good. They got the weapons, Rashee Rice and Worthy. I know their offensive line's been a little banged up, but I'm not counting them out yet.
If you get them in a one-game elimination spot in the playoffs, that's the one team in the entire NFL outside of probably the Eagles you just do not want to see. Andy Reid game planning for you. Patrick Mahomes has the magic. Their defense is great. I mean, if you take away that early touchdown that Mahomes essentially gifted them, Indy didn't do a lot in that game. They shut down Jonathan Taylor. He had 55 yards rushing. He didn't even touch the ball much in the second half because they knew they couldn't run against them. Like, I just think that is the one team in the playoffs, even if you're at home, that you do not want to see. And they've got everything they've done the past few years. They know what it takes to win in those spots. They just feel like the toughest out in the AFC. I like the Bills, Patriots. I think they're a solid team. Kansas City's still the best. I truly believe that.
Some other NFL stuff I want to get into the weekend. We talk fantasy football. Obviously, you and I do in chat. Feel free to fire away too. The Jahmyr Gibbs game yesterday. He had 15 carries for 219 yards and 2 touchdowns, 11 catches, even if it was only for 45, and another touchdown. I mean, dude, in PPR and full point PPR, he had 54 fantasy points yesterday. That's the crap. I mean, I know Taylor had like 50 against the Falcons in that game in Europe. 54 freaking points? Moody, that's one of the craziest efforts I've ever seen.
One of the craziest, and then the touchdown in overtime. I mean, you just put the ball in this man's hand, give him a seam, and he's going to score. The safety has no chance of tackling him one-on-one. I mean, if he gets a seam, he's going to take it to the house. He might be the single fastest player in the NFL with the ball in his hands. And I mean, he is RB1 in my mind. I'll take Jonathan Gibbs over Jonathan Taylor personally. I know Taylor's had a monster season. He's probably means more to the Colts and what they're trying to do, but I'll take Gibbs, man. I think he's the best running back in the NFL, and he can catch the football like that out of the backfield. Shout out to the Giants for making that competitive. Jameis Winston went out there and slung the hell out of the football. Played a great game. Did make a mistake late. The Giants defense just not good enough to keep up in that game. But yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs is a freaking stud, bro. Stud.
Did you see the Malik Neighbors Twitter post that got deleted?
I didn't.
Right after the game, he just went off and he's like, it's like our coaches are trying for us to lose. Like going for that. They were up 3. They didn't kick a field goal to go up 6. They went for the 4th down. He's like, it's literally like they're just trying for us to lose. And he just like went on this whole tirade, but then he deleted it. It was pretty funny.
Don't blame him at all for saying that, because I was watching the game and I'm thinking, why don't you kick the field goal in this spot? Go up 6, make them need a touchdown. That would have changed the end of that game. No doubt about it. Now, who's to say that, Goff wouldn't have found a way to get him in the end zone there, but it was a huge mistake. No doubt about it. And that's kind of what you expect with the Giants. It's who they've been for the last few years. So, but don't take anything away from the Lions, especially from Jahmyr Gibbs. That was a hell of an effort. Credit to Jameis Winston, though. He's got something in the tank. I don't think he's a starter, because it feels like when he's the starter, there's like an extra pressure that he doesn't really rise to. But he's the most competent backup in the NFL.
Chicago Bears 8-3. They're going nuts in Chicago. 31-28 win over the Steelers yesterday. Bears first place in the NFC North. Got to give them credit. We've talked about it all year. Like, yeah, they hadn't made it look pretty, but they're finding a way to win, and you got to give a lot of credit to Ben Johnson on that. Big win yesterday for them. They're 8-3. Green Bay, dude, the J.J. McCarthy thing. I saw a thing on Twitter. If he would have spiked every football the whole game, he would have had a higher passer rating than he did by playing. That's how bad he was yesterday.
Yeah, he was terrible. Credit to the Packers defense. This is exactly what we talked about. The under in this game, because of the Packers defense, how good they are. J.J. McCarthy still has a lot to learn, but I don't think many quarterbacks in the NFL are succeeding against the Packers. They're just that good defensively. They didn't even play a good game offensively, but credit to that defense. But it sucks for the Vikings, because you let go of Sam Darnold, J.J. McCarthy's your guy, and it doesn't feel like he's the guy. And you can't say that it's a lack of weapons. He's got one of the best receivers in the entire NFL out there. He's got a good number 2, solid number 3. They
good
have
tight
weapons.
end.
Yeah, good tight end.
And he's getting coached by Kevin
weapons.
O'Connell, who, look what he did with Sam Darnold and Cousins.
Yep.
It's not the coaching.
Yep. 100%. It's all on J.J. McCarthy, and he feels like maybe he has enough talent to grow into a viable NFL quarterback, but it's not going to be this year.
I want to talk about this Eagles-Cowboys game. I mentioned it a minute ago. You got to give Dallas a ton of credit. They were down 21-0, and they also got Dak threw a pick in the red zone. I mean, they fought back, and their defense played well in the second half. I mean, they added Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson, and the defense is playing a little better. But that was a hell of a win yesterday, man.
It was a great win, and the Cowboys were doing dumb stuff throughout the course of the game. They got 2nd and goal at the half-yard line, and they threw it 3 straight plays instead of giving it to Javonte Williams, who probably would have punched it in right there. I don't know. Dallas found a way to win that game. I thought they did a great job in the second half to battle back to, ultimately tie it and win the game. Dallas just still does some dumb stuff, at least in my opinion. I watch every Cowboys game. Thought the Eagles let off the gas a little bit in the second half too. Like, A.J. Brown was eating them alive in the first half. Thought they should have just kept targeting more. He finished with over 100 yards. Mintz, I got screwed out of a 2-touchdown parlay with A.J. Brown yesterday. Scored that touchdown. They called it a touchdown when he hit the ball against the pylon. Ultimately didn't get in the end zone again. But credit to the Cowboys for coming back and winning that game. It was a great effort against your hated rival. Is it enough? If they can do that again on Thursday against the Chiefs, maybe I will start to believe. But Dallas is in such a tough spot at 5-5-1.
Yeah, but you got to give them credit, though. They are playing better.
The
Eagles, I also am going to bitch about touchdown parlay. I had a 4-leg touchdown parlay for that game. I had A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, who both scored early. I had George Pickens, who scored before half. And then I had CeeDee Lamb as my 4th leg, and he dropped that touchdown. I mean, I was so mad. It was 42-1. and I had over 47 in the game. I lost both of them off it. I was so pissed, dude.
Back-to-back weeks that CD has dropped a pass that would have been a touchdown. Had one against the Raiders late, had that one in the end zone, which was a little bit better defended, but CD had, 3 or 4 drops?
3 drops
that
yesterday,
really
man.
public.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not good stuff for CD for sure.
No, I was super, super pissed about that. Rams still best team in the NFL, man. Looking just Stafford last night. Dude, he's playing football on another level.
I mean, I pretty much called this one right down to the T. Bucks defense sucks. Stafford's going to eat them alive. Baker was going to struggle against their defense because of the pass rush. I mean, it played out exactly like that. The Rams are the best team in the NFC. I think they're the best team in the NFL as well. Obviously, we thought that before the season. They've done nothing at this point to make me think any less.
No, they're the best team in the NFL right now, and they're 9-2, and now they have a shot with the Eagles losing. They have a good shot at home field, which is super, super key. Any other? Oh yeah, I gotta address this too. This Saints thing, and I know apathy set in, but like as a diehard Saints fan, look, even when you're 2-8. All I care about is beating the Atlanta Falcons. That's literally it. I mean, that's the Dirty South rivalry. And you're catching an Atlanta team without their starting quarterback tore his ACL. Drake London's their only good receiver. He's out. And you come out and you put up an effort like what we saw yesterday at home, losing 24-10. Moody, I'm willing to say, as bad as it's been for New Orleans, yesterday was the all-time low. You lose by 2 touchdowns to a bad Falcons team on your home field when they got their starting quarterback and best receiver out. I mean, it was just horrible. And right now, too, I mean, look, there's only so much shit people can take. The Saints and Pelicans are 4-24 combined right now. I mean, New Orleans Pro Sports, it can't get any worse. And there's because the way the organizations are structured, no changes are coming. And it's really depressing. It's just extremely depressing. But the one positive I will say is at least you got Tulane football in New Orleans. Roll, MF Wave. Tulane winning 26-7 at Temple. With a win at home against Charlotte on Saturday, the conference championship game for the American will be in New Orleans on Friday night, December the 5th. And Tulane's looking at a playoff berth. So shout out John Summerall, friend of the program. The post-game video, did you see his Twitter post-game, dude? He's unreal.
No, I didn't see it. No.
He just got up in the locker room, and Tulane football retweeted it and blurted it out. But he's like, roll MF and wave, dude. It was awesome, man.
Yeah, he's obviously doing great things there. I think he'll probably be on to bigger and better things at some point. But right now, they need to enjoy it because they've got a hell of a coach there. The Saints are done. Like you said, it just feels like they've completely checked out. That offensive line has for sure checked out. They look terrible. Another storyline, Shedeur Sanders is probably the most polarizing figure in the entire NFL right now. You got some people trying to glaze the hell out of this kid. He didn't play very good. He made a couple good throws, made one awful interception. He had like a negative 2.3 CPOE, which is completion percentage expected. Didn't play that good, in my personal opinion. We're going to know more about him against San Francisco this upcoming week, but any other storylines, really?
Well, the Cleveland thing, I want to mention Myles Garrett because he's got 17 sacks now, and we're sitting here with what do we have 6 weeks left in the season. The all-time record's 22.5. I mean, he's got a shot to break the all-time record. He's having the season he's having is literally insane. He had 5 sacks against New England a couple weeks ago, and I just feel like, everybody can talk about Shedeur all they want, like what Myles Garrett's doing, but just because it's on a bad team, I don't feel like people are understanding that they're viewing history here.
Yeah, you're watching one of the greatest defensive players of all time. Could not agree more. Let's get to some stuff in the chat real quick. Wilson says, State Hate Week. Go Rebs, right? Caterade said the Texans got that dub. Yeah, let's talk about the Texans on Thursday night. I thought their defense showed up. They played good enough, took care of business. Josh Allen, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, okay, first of all, it is State Hate Week, and I'm trying my best to just not, focus on the Lane stuff and just focus on the Egg Bowl all week because, no one knows what Lane's going to do. I don't think he does, and so what will be. Ole Miss has got a chance to host a playoff game, and that's what I'm worried about this week. So it's kind of like the Bill Belichick, when he said we're on to Cincinnati, we're on to Egg Bowl week. Yeah. Is my thoughts. The Houston thing, definitely we're talking about. This Houston Texans defense is unbelievable. Unbelievable with Will Anderson emerged as one of the top pass rushers in the NFL. Daniil Hunter, Derek Stingley, the way they fly to the football. I mean, the effort they had to beat Buffalo was spectacular. And Houston, nobody's been talking about it. They were 0-3, and they're 6-5 now. And C.J. Stroud's out. They don't even have their starting quarterback. I mean, they're 6-2 in their last 8. It's all because their defense. I mean, I feel like Davis Mills is giving them enough. You know, I don't think he's anything spectacular. Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
He's won like 6 of his last 7. It's crazy.
Yeah, he doesn't screw up much. And when you got a defense like that goes a long way. And Stroud I'm not saying Stroud's awful, but he's the type of guy with his style, you got to have an O-line for him. He has a long delivery, and he's not that mobile. And that Houston offensive line is the worst in the NFL, and so he's just not going to be able to be successful behind that O-line. I mean, it's just not going to work with his style. But Houston 6-5. Shout out to that defense. I mean, unbelievable. Had the under in that game, so that was a nice win. I almost lost on that hook and ladder late. I'm glad I won one, though. I did hit the second half under. When I saw Baker was going to be out in the second half last night, I took under 21.5 second half. So glad I got another winner because I went 0-3 in my first 3 yesterday. I had Chiefs. I took the Saints, which is just unbelievably stupid. And then I had the over in the Cowboys-Eagles. And I lost that 42-1. I've been pretty damn cold here, boys. I admit it. You know, I talk shit when I'm hot. I admit it when I'm cold. And it's been a tough few weeks for the Mets team on the gambling.
I have been slightly above average, and I was once again that on Sunday. I haven't been balling out, but my ability to not really lose is impressive, but I wouldn't say that I've been scorching like I was during baseball season.
Yeah.
Let's see. Zach says he's got a prediction: Rams over the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and Ohio State over Georgia in the national championship game.
I think those are both reasonable predictions. I mean, the thing with the Chiefs is, like Moody keeps saying it. I mean, like look, like say they get a wild card, they're going to be going to Denver, New England, Baltimore. You know, they're going to be or you know, one of these teams, and I mean, they can, you know, or at Indy. I mean, like Chiefs against those teams on the road. What is it? Pick them. You know, they're not afraid of any of those teams. But the Rams thing, if the go ahead,
finish up.
I'm saying if the Rams get home field, they're making it.
Yeah, I completely agree. Chadwick Moss says, I should have drafted Gibbs over Barkley. Then you should have listened to the FFF pod. I told you who the number 1 running back was going to be this year. Jahmyr Gibbs. Mintz and I have him in a couple leagues. He's a stud, man. He was the guy this year. I think he's going to be the guy for the next few years. Insane talent. Plays on a good team with a good offensive line. Good coordinator. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is the man. And then Cade said, Mills Mafia. Could we see a situation where Davis Mills stays at quarterback? It seems far-fetched, but is it possible?
I mean, I feel like they're going to kind of just like let Stroud get, you know, they're doing the whole like, you know, keep this going until you have to address it kind of thing is what they're doing. Yeah, so I think he'll keep starting the next week or two, and if they keep winning, they'll just keep holding Stroud out and like not address it.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. All right, that's all we got in the chat right now. I guess let's talk about this Monday night game.
Yeah, let's throw together a little parlay. I'm looking at the defensive rankings. The game, we got San Francisco 7.5 at home against Carolina. Over-unders kind of high here at 49.5. Our partners at DraftKings, they got a 25% boost on a 3-legger tonight. So I think we try to fire something up. Niners, looking at the stuff, Niners pass defense isn't very good, allowing 250 a game. We've seen Ted McMillan coming on. I mean, the only thing is he had such a big game last week that maybe this is a bad week to take him off it. But he's somebody I'd look at here.
Yeah, he's just really their own. I will say Coker and Leggett have played better as of late now that they're both healthy. That's helped out their passing game. I have a really tough time believing that the 49ers are going to lose to the Panthers. I realize the 49ers are beat up defensively. The one thing to look at in this game, Christian McCaffrey playing against his old team, even though the Panthers' run defense has been much better the last few weeks, they were getting gashed early in the season. This feels like a game where Christian McCaffrey could ball out to me. I know he's a tough person to bet because he's always a favorite and all of that. But I feel like he could easily have a game here against the Panthers. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I could see it. It's just tough. He's minus 340 to score a touchdown, so that's a little tough. Yeah. I'm looking at some stuff right now. Do you think we could – I know Pearsall came back and didn't do anything last week. You think he gets going tonight?
I would think he's going to get going sooner rather than later. Panthers pass D has been decent. I will give them credit there. If I'm looking, Kittle, Pearsall, McMillan are three guys that stand out to me the most in this game.
I like the McMillan plus 155 touchdown with the size. I think he
Yeah,
got one.
he's they throw it to him in the red zone. I mean, he's the guy that they're looking towards. Bryce Young doesn't always get it to him. They've missed a lot of connections this year in the red zone because I'm a Tet McMillan owner. I've got him in a few leagues. But look, he's caught 54 balls for 750 yards this season. So like this is a kid that's played really well in his rookie season. My question will be, can the Panthers give Bryce Young time to throw the ball tonight? Um, that's my main concern.
Well, I'm kind of leaning Niners with you Monday night here, and I know 7.5 is not the best line, but I kind of agree with you. I just don't really think Carolina's that good of a team still. I mean, I know they've had a pretty good year, but I just don't believe in them.
You know who the better coach team is here? It's San Francisco. You know who has more talent overall? It's San Francisco. Yeah, the Panthers have won some close games and they've beaten a couple decent teams. This is San Francisco at home. Christian McCaffrey should show up in this one. If the Panthers win tonight, I will be shocked. Will be shocked. The question is, can they keep it close and cover? I personally do not think so.
All right, well, we're putting together a parlay. Right now, I got Niners minus 7.5 and McMillan touchdown plus 155. Moody, you got a third leg you want to add for the people?
I mean, you know, I love Ricky Pearsall.
I'm down to get behind Pearsall.
What's his yardage total?
It's it's in the mid 40s.
I was going to say mid 50s. So I like his over here. I would say that you could see Pearsall getting 60 yards tonight. I think that's
okay. All right, we'll go Pearsall. Okay, so Pearsall 60 yards, Ted McMillan touchdown. Niners minus 7.5, 14-1. With the boost, it's plus 1750. That sound good?
I don't hate that at all. Not at all.
I like it too. All right, that's what it is. Okay. That's the parlay we're going with for tonight.
All right, give it to us one more time.
All right, we got Ted McMillan touchdown, Pearsall 60 yards, Niners minus 7.5, plus 1750.
Run it.
All right, that's what the parlay is for tonight. Also, because it's Thanksgiving week, the office is closed Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, Friday. So we're going to do a show tomorrow previewing all the rivalry week games and making our picks. We got triple header NFL Thanksgiving, Green Bay, Detroit, Chiefs, Cowboys, and Joe Burrow making his return against the Ravens. Friday afternoon, big one in Philly, Bears, Eagles, and a full Sunday slate. And then college football rivalry week, Egg Bowl Friday morning, A&M at Texas Friday night. We got Ohio State, Michigan with God knows how many implications in life and at Barstool for that one. I know Dave Portnoy's going to be up there for Big Noon. They're going to be streaming it from Michigan on Saturday with him and Big Ev. So we're going to go ahead tomorrow. I'm going to go through all the gambling lines, and tomorrow we're going to make some picks.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, I think we've got a pretty exciting, obviously Thanksgiving's always great, but we got some good games this year on Thanksgiving. The last couple of years we've had some kind of games. We have some games with serious implications. Packers, Lions, I think, and then Friday, I think the Eagles are going to blast the Bears. I think they're going to beat the piss out of them. So whoever wins that game between the Packers and Lions probably comes out feeling really good this weekend.
Yeah, and this is a huge one. Detroit's only a 2.5-point favorite. Green Bay, with the win here, would be 2-0 against them. I know Green Bay, the tiebreaker thing's not really in play because Green Bay has that tie against Dallas, so that kind of, they're going to be a half game ahead or behind. But a win here for Green Bay, you're feeling really good about them in the NFC North, in my opinion, going forward. Because if we've known anything about Green Bay, they always play their best football in December. I mean, they always do, man. I mean, every year they get hot late, and they got that home field advantage up there at Lambeau. We saw it on full display yesterday. But yeah, man. So other than that, man, everything good. The case race will air on Wednesday with Yak. Things are good at Barstool. I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving week. But don't forget to join us tomorrow at 4. We're going to pick some games. And shout out Jerrell Powe. Great to have him on. Ole Miss legend and my mom's favorite player. I'm about to get my fat ass not as fat as I used to be. Don't forget Barstool Black Friday sale, Friday through Monday, 20% off everything in the Barstool store. I don't want to spoil it, but we taped an absolutely hilarious After Dark ad. Y'all are going to be seeing Moody. You're going to laugh so hard. Just all-timer earlier today. So that'll be fun. And, we'll see you guys tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Shout out Stella Blue and Dude Wipes. And thanks again to Tyler Moody and Jerrell Powe.